Today, beard oil, yes or no?
Yes, 100%.
No.
Did they make a stubble oil?
I wish they did.
I still wouldn't buy it. Yeah.
The last time you'll hear this rendition of this song. Thank God. By the lovely and talented Roger Pleasant.
Is this original for the show?
Yeah, for season 3. Okay, that's enough of that. Put an end to that. Welcome to Big Words I Know by Heart, a program of rants, raves, faves, pet peeves, personal vendettas, celebrity interviews, and anything else we can fill the half hour with. My guest today is the newly crowned host of Nietzsche's long-running Rust Belt Comedy Showcase on Tuesday nights. He's also the host of the Great White Buffalo podcast. I'm pleased to welcome Dan or Daniel McArdle.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Good to have you here.
Appreciate it.
Joining me in the co-host hot seat is the host of the popular Uncle Jerry's Comedy Attic at Good Bar on Fridays and Clown College founder, the maestro of comedy himself, Sir Clayton Williams. Welcome.
I forgot about the Maestro. God.
We got to make that a thing. It should be a thing.
I don't even know about this.
That was from the last show.
Oh.
Daniel, I feel like maybe we should hold hands.
We can.
It'll all be okay for both of us. Firstly, would you like to hear your questions?
Oh, my questions?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Clayton, thank you for coming back, too.
No problem. I'm glad I came. I love doing shows.
Well, thanks for facilitating this, too.
Of course. I believe in you. I'm surprised.
I am surprised, too.
You're all right. There's a lot of people that I don't believe in, so.
When I first started, like, all the guys who ran mics were all probably, like, the scariest people to me. And I'm still kind of scared of Brian, even though he gave me Nietzsche's. And I'm still scared of Tyrone.
You should be.
Just from, yeah, 'cause he's tired. But you've, like, opened up your heart to me.
Well, I've been the bad guy long enough.
The heel,
Yeah.
as you would say.
Exactly. I've been a heel for so long. Sometimes you got to be nice.
Were you nourishing or nurturing, Clayton, with this young lad?
I would say, like, nurturing. I don't know. I'm just telling him what he needs to know. Like, I'm not, like, coddling anybody. I've been the same with everyone.
Yeah, and I guess what I meant too is, like, when I asked you for advice, you you were cool about it. Like, sometimes I'll just ask people and they'll give, like, a one-word answer to, like, do this. But you were, like, nice, and you gave me, like, specific things that I could actually work on, and it's nice to get that sometimes. So.
Yeah.
Is that the hand thing that Kevin Thomas Jr. was telling me about?
That's probably one of the hand things I do. When I first started, so when I'm at home, I usually just have my, like, left hand in my pants, whatever. There's, like...
Al Bundy style?
I actually never watched that show. I know who he is, but...
Ted Bundy style? Just a relaxed hand in the pants?
Yeah, and just fit... I need one of those fidget spinners, probably, but... So when I was on stage for, like, my first, like, year, probably, I would have my hand, like, right near my, like, going to grab myself, and until someone called me out on it, and I was like, oh shit, I know exactly what I'm doing, and it was just like an unconscious. I was reaching for myself.
All right, after browsing your website, Great White Buffalo in Libsyn, were you cradling the epididymis?
Oh, you heard about that? Yeah. Oh man, I had a bad flare-up this year too. So for people who don't, epididymis is the moon-shaped part of your testicle, and I have this. It's, like, actually pretty common, but I have chronic epididymis or epididymitis. It's
the divider in your sac, correct?
Yeah, pretty much. And it's basically, like, it's what
There's
happens.
nothing funny about that, Clayton.
You're right. I'm sorry.
It's a serious issue. That's what the marathon was for today.
And also, 1 in 6 men get it, and it feels like a hernia, but it's essentially blue balls. So I have chronic blue balls, and so,
How appropriate for you. So you're like,
I have so many like medical things, and I'm sure half of them are made up in my head.
So
But
you fondle your like for a real reason, but also just because you like masturbating for tension nerves.
it's just a nervous habit that I like. Just I don't know, like a little kid thing.
Whoa, that's.
You fidget spin your sack.
It's like it's the original fidget spinner.
You're right. You're
You just can't sell this to kids.
They already have it.
yeah. Comes included right out of the box. We got to do some of these questions. Would you consider your move from Fishkill, New York, the actual town, to Buffalo a lateral move or a trade up?
Oh, trade up by far. I think my parents' retirement plan is to move from Fishkill to Buffalo. There's nothing going. Fishkill's cool. It's like an hour or so north of the city, New York City, but there's not. We opened up like a Cold Stone, and that was the highlight of the town. So.
Wait.
I grew up in Fishkill, New York, which it's like a Dutch. It was settled by the Dutch originally, and it's Dutch for
That's the
fish.
name, yeah.
Fish Creek, and so it's like there's Wallkill, Peekskill, and.
That's so silly.
Fishkill.
Yeah.
Fishkill.
Our claim to fame is I went to high school with the San Francisco Giants Golden Glove winner, Joe Panic.
Ah.
Just imagine 10 years from now they could have a sign at the city limits saying the home of Daniel McArdle.
I would be thrilled, actually. I'm the narcissist.
I saw the twinkle in your eyes when he said that. Because he was just like trying to think of something funny, but like, no, but you were just like, yeah.
This roast comedy battle, what hurdles did you encounter producing the roast comedy battle series at the Trough this summer, in addition to thwarting the madcap schemes of the nefarious Helium brothers?
We weren't trying to thwart. I think we got all
Those
of them.
pesky Helium brothers.
Luckily I got into the comedy scene as that was starting, so I didn't have to pick a side. But no, I think we just tried to get everyone involved. But the biggest challenge of it was just I've never produced a show before, so just all the work that goes into it, and just getting people to come out to it it's a lot harder than I would have ever expected.
You had to be a bringer.
Yeah, and I'm not. All my friends hate watching my stand-up because they know it feeds that twinkle in my eye that Clayton was talking.
How did Mr. Don Johnson do hosting? I know he hosted the first week. Incorrect?
No. So the first 2 weeks were roast battles, and then the last Saturday was Best of Buffalo Showcase, and he hosted that. And he did a great job. So, I mean, he hosts Tutor all the time, every week. So, no, he did really well with it. Actually, everyone did really well at the show. And we expect that to be like our lowest turnout because it just didn't have a shtick like any of the other nights.
Yeah.
And it ended up, there were a good amount of people. Actually, Clayton did a guest spot.
Yep.
So one of our comics dropped
You
out.
were on the ticket. They were able to meet your demands.
I was surprised because it's so last minute, but they had everything in my rider.
You added a 0 in the rider.
Yeah.
We did some great vodka in the back. So
I did none of the grape vodka. It was gone when I got there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was like empty.
Actually, maybe. I mean, I drank like half of it, but I.
Because they didn't have any Dragonberry. So.
Dude, it's Dragonberry.
You killed my joke for later, Clayton.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you have a Dragonberry joke?
It's at the end. We'll act surprised when it happens.
Real quick, were you at Helium when we found out the bartender loves Dragonberry?
Yes. Yeah, Kaylee.
Yeah.
I'll just work it in now. When they pour that, do they stir it with a dildo? Never heard of Dragonberry from my drinking days. Is that okay, Clayton?
That was good.
No, that is
natural.
No, they fidget spin it with my epididymis.
Oh man, extra ball hairs. If you had to put money down on a 5 o'clock shadow off, would you bet on yourself or Barney Rubble?
Oh, God.
Serious question.
I would guess myself because there's got to be so many hormones in our food. He was eating that raw prehistoric meat, right?
You're a downtown guy. You're not doing the organic?
I eat more like Hostess cupcakes than probably any other comic in the scene.
I've seen you do it.
Oh, yeah.
You get really excited about it when you get to have little snacks. He's like, I like... the joy in your face sometimes for like these little minute things is so funny. I love it. So it's good. I just see you like, you guys got like snacks.
It's the little things. I love sweets. I love dragonberry, and yeah, not much else.
And dragonberry's the sweet itself.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
What's the hostess of choice? Is there one specific snack treat or just whatever's around?
Well, actually, there's like this off-brand Hostess called Miss Freshly that's only sold at like really shitty gas stations.
Is that one rung below Little Debbie?
Oh yeah.
Wow, Miss Freshly.
Miss Freshly, and they make a vanilla ice cupcake with vanilla cream on the inside, and that's my favorite.
That sounds way too sweet.
Isn't that funny though that like sometimes generic snacks are way better than the other
Oh
ones?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like 7-Eleven gummy worms are fucking incredible.
Oh yeah. I bet you if they did a study, it engages like more of your taste buds than like a top brand gummy or something like that.
It probably does. It's because it's trying harder.
Yeah.
This is all a good segue for the young fat Dan material.
Oh God. Oh man. See, you can, I guess, shed the pounds, but the fat guy never leaves you.
If you claim in your act, which you'll see in Big Words video 41.1, that you were overweight as a child.
Oh yeah. Oops, sorry.
How fat were you?
I think by my freshman year of high school, that's when I was at my biggest, so I was like 14. I was between like 240 and 260 pounds. And then I lost between like my sophomore year and junior year of high school.
14?
14, 15. Yeah. I was big.
Wow.
And then I lost 100 pounds over the course of 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I gained a few back in college, and then I lost the rest when I got married.
We're going to keep going down that road.
Did you tell your wife the fat guy will never leave?
Oh, I do the, you gotta, if you have Jesse on here, he'll tell you, I do this thing called bloat check, but every time I eat, I always like lift up my shirt just to like look, to like get, I always look at myself in the mirror and just, like, I still see a 240-pound guy in the mirror when I look in the mirror.
Because he's on your bed and you...
Won't delve into that.
I could see that at 26, like 41, you're like, this is what I got. You know, this is what it is.
I'm a neurotic guy, and I'm hoping that it gets better with time, but it hasn't left me yet, so. But I still love sweets, so I urge and purge, I guess.
Now, was that fat removal procedure liposuction or gastric bypass? And does either disqualify you from entering any hot dog or chicken wing eating competitions?
I actually had an uncle who had lap band surgery, and he it didn't control his diet enough, and he stretched out the lap band enough where he had to have the surgery done another time.
That happens.
I didn't know that happened.
That's insane.
And he just got the full sewn shut thing, so there was no option, and he's doing better now, but...
Full sewn shut.
Yeah.
Just shutting it down.
That's insane, because like the stomach can stretch, and then there's a thing, like an industrial device that you are changing the form of. Like, that's crazy.
It has a lot of like serious like health implications too, so...
I hate to keep hammering on this, but it's in the questions. It has to be done.
No, go for it.
I think this is the last one.
All right.
With what you said about your flapjack nipples in your did you keep your shirt on your wedding night, or did the two of you wear matching tassels?
My wife's actually never worn tassels. I don't think they make... Not yet. I'm sure she would if I asked her. I don't think there's tassels big enough to suction my areolas. And actually on our wedding night, she passed out while I ate her leftovers.
Is that what we're calling it?
No, we were just so beat. We drank like so much champagne during the day that we were like so hungover by the time we made it back to our hotel, and we passed out, and it took us like 2 hours to open up envelopes from everyone too.
With those fat stacks of cash.
I didn't not profit off my wedding. But I also had like close to 200 people there, and my dad's family gets into a pissing contest on who can give more money. So,
Oh, that's a wonderful thing.
yes, it is.
Oh, that fish kill. They're doing well up there.
They are. Yeah, I will say.
I guess up there like bragging and fighting over like I'm gonna give the most money, and like I would love that.
Oh no, and also I had a few aunts and uncles give over like $1,000 a piece.
Fuck you.
Were they having money fights like Clayton does after a weekend at Helium, just throwing stacks of cash at each other?
Oh, is that what you and the headliner just go like?
Yeah. Just like stop. Even though it's just with checks.
All right.
No money fights, but no, I mean, I have really generous parents, and they, I guess, just assumed that I was never going to have a girlfriend, much less get married. So they're narcissists too, so it was like a party for them as well. So
We were talking about this too while you were on the way, Clayton. But what amazed me about this lad over here is he's just incredibly candid with his stand-up. He puts it all out there.
He really does, and I like it.
I don't know. I like observational humor. Like I like Seinfeld and all that stuff he does, but I don't think, at least not at this point, I'm going to have a better take on anything that people see in their life. So the only thing I know better than anyone is myself. And I don't know. I love talking about myself. It sounds sick, but I'm the best thing the thing I can talk about the best is myself. So why not do that?
You lean into it. That's your strength.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember telling you to be more vulnerable, and you've been doing that, so it's been good.
Yeah, I think when I started, I was like a little preachy too, and I tried to do, because I like Doug Stanhope's like my favorite, but like any new open micer, you just can't do, like everyone thinks they can be preachy, but you can't, and
it's like, who cares about your stance? You're nobody to anybody, and just trying to have like grandstanding sounds weird for somebody at a bar around like 12 other people.
Yeah. And even like I remember when I had like my surgery and all that, I remember when people found out about stuff, like the easiest way for me to deflect was just to make fun of it, and it just became like a skill I had.
Now, speaking of skills, this could be a question for both of you. What skill set do you find more important running the room on Tuesdays or Thursdays? Timing, humility, keeping your own material brief, or eating large amounts of shit from a mixed bag audience? Clayton, you go first.
I guess knowing how to read a room. Like, honestly, it's like the most helpful thing when you watch people, because after a while, I've been doing it for like 4 years, so I don't really care about my time on that stage that much. And you just want to get people in and out, but also you want to know that the crowd isn't going to leave or isn't feeling miserable, because that also makes you miserable. Like, especially when you have to do this every week, you can get miserable just going like, great, another person's going to do this, another person's going to mess this up, I have to deal with this kind of like environment or this bullshit, or someone saying a rape joke to somebody, or someone being absurd, and like all right, I don't fucking want to deal with it. Because it's just tiring. It's going up and being like, hey guys, sorry that asshole did something weird. Let's do this again. So after a while, you realize, like, you know what? You can set it up. People aren't paying attention. Get somebody off stage real quick. Blah blah. It's just reading how the vibe of the energy is going, knowing when to build them up, when to just let somebody else go up after like there was a good set going.
Know when to hold them and when to fold them.
Exactly. Gambler.
Dan, Nietzsche, how's that going? You feel like the training wheels are off yet over there for hosting for you?
They're off, but they shouldn't be.
Are the gloves off?
No, it's still fun. I'm so new at hosting that I'm just trying to figure it out. So, I mean, I've hosted a few shows here or there, but doing it every week and for 12 comics in a row too, it's different. And like Clayton said, like, I think when you're the host, you got to be much better at reading the room, because you don't get a chance to see how other comics are doing before you go on stage.
Exactly.
So it's a work in progress.
Now, how is taking over hosting duties like being a substitute teacher per se? Did you see that thing? I don't know if that helped.
No.
Oh.
What happened?
I don't know what that was. It was the thing I was trying. How is that like being a substitute teacher?
I thought you meant there was like an article. That
I like the thing. I like that. Like
Pensive.
Yeah. It's like, oh, that's a good. It is where people don't like. That's the thing. A lot of people do not understand how important it is because they're like, I just want to do my time, and they'll go up. And you, like, I think I gave you your first hosting.
yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, I substituted for Good Bar one night.
Yeah.
So in a way, you're saying you handed him his career, Clayton. Is that correct?
Exactly. Okay. Giving him his first paid show.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Wow.
I'm very instrumental in this young man's life.
April 30th, 2016. I'll never forget.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm a good person. And very humble. No, it's thankless. Like, I guess being a substitute would be, because no one takes you seriously. Like, you're not going to be here. And a lot of people don't understand that you do stuff for them. You have to be kind of selfless when you're hosting it, because you got to be like, listen, someone else has to do this for me, so I want them to have the same thing. So a lot of people don't recognize that you have to put away a lot of feelings about certain things to just let you know what, I want someone else to do well.
So in a way, you're saying first Jesus of Nazareth, then Clayton. Yes?
Maybe switch now. That was horrible.
No good.
Thank God my mom doesn't see these things.
Dan, how's that? What are you, substitute teacher? Am I wrong with that?
I mean, one thing I've noticed is that I'm like suddenly like 1,000 times more invested in how the night goes, and kind of like what you're saying, and like I care a lot more now. And you know, like if I was going up before, I'd be like, you know, someone I knew was about to tell like a really shitty rape joke or something was going up right before me, I would care. But now as the host, I'm like, I'm looking at like everyone and being like, oh, like I hope this goes well, and oh, what am I? So I'm just way more invested, and it is weird now because obviously, and I don't blame anyone else, but they just don't care as much about the entire night as I do anymore, and it's just weird adjusting to that.
You're not going to run with that NAMBLA bit from the podcast?
Oh my! Which one was that?
Episode 10.
Was that
with Ryan?
I forgot what we said about NAMBLA. It couldn't have been.
Where have they been?
Where's NAMBLA been? Oh my God!
That's that's a tough one to drop on stage, I would imagine.
I want to hear more of this.
I don't think it was me. I'm sure. Well, I could have brought it up, but I'm sure I didn't make it funny. I'm sure I was just discussing the pros and cons of joining. I'm teasing. No.
Let's just get away from it all together. Did you have any issues with Matt McArdle's booking agent scheduling his appearance on your Great White Buffalo podcast?
He was so. Actually, me and my brother had a tense thing for a long time, and we've been slowly like becoming better friends lately, and he was thrilled to be on that podcast, and I was thrilled for him to be on it too. So no issues with his agent. He's like, I always joke with people, he's like a more intense version of me, kind of, which I know a lot of people find hard to believe.
That's how would you describe frequent co-host Jesse Winterhalter Jr. in a complimentary light?
No, I love Jesse. He's always been great to me, and he runs all the stuff, and he's a super intense dude, and he's like, more than anyone, he helps me if I'm feeling like shit or I don't want to go out. He's the one who inspires me to write every day and go up every night, and I wish I could be as obsessed about it as he was. Sometimes he's probably a little. I wouldn't want his brain, but he's a good dude.
No one would. Painful.
I don't think he wants it.
You mentioned this in one of your reviews on your website. Would you mind giving me an example of your straightforward handshake?
My straightforward handshake.
I want to see this. Oh, that is firm. That's firm and that's real. Soft too.
You know what's weird? I have very baby smooth hands, so don't use lube either, though.
Is it from the NAMBLA stuff?
Oh my God.
Don't need lube when they're that young.
Oh my god.
I think
they're
we're
like
gonna need
ve-
to.
Ooh.
They're like veal. Just
Oh, jeez, we're going all over there.
Chain to the bedpost.
Jesus.
I think we need to disclaimer.
all we're saying is
No.
that NAMBLA is a terrible organization full of child molesters and ghouls.
But they're no strangers to good health care. And we'll leave it at that. Did either of you get engraved invitations for Tyrone Macklin's Netflix intervention?
Oh, I wish.
Does he have one? Because I could see
super
one's
into
coming.
Like he loves Netflix and
Binges.
loves watching shows and stuff, and I love hearing him talk about things, even though it feel like he has an opinion about it, but he doesn't. He's just like, man, it's a show. And he's just like, cool, Ty. Like,
I tapped out on Glow about 30 minutes in. Couldn't do it.
Did you?
well, that's the entire episode.
Save it for the next time. Rumor has it, Dan, that you are obsessed with ranking local comics. Are there separate brackets for prop comics and sketch comics?
I don't know if we have any prop comics in the Buffalo scene, unless you've been around longer. I know there was a mime before I got into it.
Was there?
Yeah, there used to be a mime. There used to be a clown. Used to be a guy we thought would shoot us. There's a lot of it was a different time back then.
Different times.
I know. Me and Liam have this inside joke where I talked about on the podcast where we're gonna rank everyone and then anonymously put it on Facebook and just watch the comments stream in. So
Why do it anonymously? Let's do it right now. The ranking
Calling out.
begins. Let's go. I want to hear this rank. Let's go. Do it right now.
What do you got, Dan?
well, I'm
Number one.
Number one, me, obviously.
Okay, that's fair.
Because now I run the most shows. So
That's an unbiased shot across the bow.
No, I'm not going to step near that at all.
No?
I mean, it depends who you count to, because there are a lot of guys who, like expats, who probably are like 0 through -1 because they're leaps and bounds above the rest of us. So,
Expats
like someone like Sean Murphy, right?
Yeah.
Or Mark Walton, people who probably don't even know who I am. So,
I think Sean Murphy knows you, kind of.
he might. Mark Walton probably has no idea who I am.
No.
But point is, I'm not touching that. So, but it's a funny idea because I know how sometimes you get these weird infighting on Facebook and catty comments, and
You stay out of it.
for the most part, I try to. So,
Clayton as the Maestro rises above it.
Clayton stays out of it too.
I don't. I went for so long being the most hated person, which is very funny. When
Were you?
I was genuinely hated by so many people. There was like a guy was doing a research paper, like a college paper, and he was interviewing comedians in Buffalo, and he wanted to know what caused you to do it, what all your lifestyle and everything. And he had said to me, and he had said to a few other people who had asked, who do people dislike the most? And I was number one.
Oh no
Wow.
way!
Yeah.
What? How long ago was this?
It's maybe been like 2 years ago.
All right.
Yeah.
Wow.
The other
That's
comics ganged up on you?
A lot of newer guys. Yeah.
The second wave. Second gen?
Yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
Very.
I get scared of certain people, and I know when newer people start out, I'm just like, I'm not social at mic, so I can see if people don't like me because I rub them the wrong way. I'm not affable, just hanging out at the mic, so I could see.
I find you cute and cuddly.
Well, thank you. Tell my wife that, so.
Okay. I can. All right.
Does she not believe that?
Cute, definitely not cuddly.
No.
Okay.
Depends. Sunday night, maybe.
And you're following up the Roast Battle series with the Comedy Wives Club, 5-woman show?
Oh,
Fuck
man.
that up completely. Fucked it up.
Actually, there's this one comedian, Bennett Solowski. I don't know if you've ever had him on or know of him, but his girlfriend was joking about how she think it would be funny if all the comic wives and girlfriends did their boyfriend or husband sets for one show, and It could be funny. It could be brutal.
Be very funny.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
also extremely brutal. I want to see
painful.
this now so
Yeah.
much.
Would you let Jennifer do it?
Yeah, I would totally let Jen do it.
Yeah.
She would love to do it.
That's my wife said. My wife claims to have written my best punchlines because she helped me write 2 punchlines.
Gentlemen, we're almost out of time. Clayton, you want to throw down some plugs for this weekend at Helium?
Yeah, I'll be opening for Tom Green at Helium Comedy Club Thursday through Saturday with my buddy Matt Wayne featuring. So check that out.
See Dan at Nietzsche's on Tuesday. See you in a month.